Today we are going to turn this broken plate into this beauty. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel where we find beauty in unexpected places. Today I invite you to join me in a journey where we are going to decorate this broken plate. You can see it's a wooden plate and I am using wood glue, simple wood glue without mixing it with anything to mend this plate. I am going to leave it for a few hours to dry so that the pieces can stick together firmly and properly. You see how neat this is? You can see the crack from the wrong side of the plate, but you can't see it on the right side of the plate. I am sorry I was unable to post this video on schedule, but I wasn't feeling up to the mark. Although I am cured of cancer, but I am still under treatment, and my god, this treatment is really harsh, so sometimes I really feel low. Okay friends, I am using phthalo blue color here. It's acrylic paint and we are going to paint the edges of the plate with this color. All the blue color is dry, but we are not done yet. We are going to use this golden acrylic paint to add a special touch to the plate. I'm using a round fine liner here to paint the edges of the motifs with golden paint. If it's the first time you're on my channel, I'm really happy to have you here. So if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon so that you can have all the latest updates of my videos. Stay with me friends, and in the end of the video I am going to give you some useful tips. You know friends, this was a challenge project for me. One of my acquaintances gave me this broken plate with a challenge. He said, let's see what you can do with this plate. And I did what I could. Now you friends are going to tell me how successful I am in doing this challenge. The edges of the plates are done now, but I am also going to do the inner ring of the plate. I am going to give a golden touch to that ring too. Here I am giving a coat of varnish to all the painted area, and this varnish is mixed with turpentine oil. The ratio of these two things are 1/4. You can use acrylic lacquer in its place, but for me varnish does the trick. This is the look of the plate after being varnished, and now we are going to decorate it. You can see a bunch of grapes in my hands. This bunch is made with velvet fabric and we are going to make a new bunch for it because we are going to use two bunches here. I can tell you how to make the grapes in this video because already the video was getting too long, but don't worry, we are going to make these grapes in the next coming up videos, so stay tuned for that. We need a bunch of grapes to decorate the place, and as a first step I am sewing two grapes together. It's a bit tricky to give these grapes the shape of a bunch, so they are going to be sewn separately, and now I am going to sew 3 grapes together. You can see the rough shape of a bunch here. For the first line of the bunch, sew 3 grapes together, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Previously we have sewn the grapes in lines, and now we are going to give these grapes a shape of a bunch, and for this purpose I am sewing 2 grapes with 1. And guys, sew them in the same symmetry I am doing here. When you are sewing the grapes together, sew them from the wrong side so that you can have a neat look on the front. Here is a small tip for you. We are sewing the grapes together. We are not using glue here because glue would leave marks, and we are sewing them to make them look more neat because we need neat and clean grapes. The first 3 grapes are sewn and their symmetry is 2 in a line, and then there's a single grape underneath. But now we are going to attach 3 more grapes with the already sewn grapes, and these 3 grapes are sewn in a line. When the line of 3 grapes is sewn, sew a line of 4 grapes and then 3 again, and this way you are going to have a bunch of grapes in your hands. Our grapes are made, and now we need stems, and I am not going to use any wire for making stems. I am going to use soft stems, and I am going to make these soft stems with ribbon here. First of all, burn the edges of the ribbon to secure it, and then put a long inches 9 needle at the corner of the ribbon and start rolling the ribbon, and roll it tightly. I am not going to use hot glue to stick the ribbon because hot glue can leave smears, plus it can also stiffen the ribbon. So I am using UHU glue here to stick the ribbon. When you reach the end where you want to stop making your soft branch, then put a line of glue and stick the ribbon together and slip the needle out. Your soft stem is ready. You can see the carved stem on the wood was wide, so I have made 2 stems and then stuck them together to give them a wide look because I wanted all the stem to be covered with ribbon. This big stem is made with the same technique, and I have made it already. Now we are going to stick the stem, and for this I am using hot glue. Put a line of hot glue, then stick it on the already carved motif. Stick all the small stems in the same way. Here are some tips for you guys. Now tip number 1, always put a coat of varnish or acrylic lacquer on the area you have painted because varnish or acrylic makes them more long lasting. Tip number 2, when you are making soft stems, always use UHU glue or any other glue of its kind instead of hot glue. Hot glue will smear the ribbon and would also make your ribbon very stiff, and that won't be very handy to use. Put some hot glue on the motif of the leaf that's carved on the plate and then stick the leaf of ribbon on that motif. Stick the second leaf in the same way. We are going to stick the grapes now, and I am putting dots of glue on the grapes. I am not putting the glue in lines because I don't want the glue to ooze out. Stick the second bunch of grapes with the same technique. I thought the leaves are looking flat, so to give them a bit more depth, I am going to paint the veins of the leaves with phthalo green mixed with a bit of black paint. Your plate is ready, and thank you for joining me on this captivating journey of broken plate decoration. I'd love to see what you create, so don't forget to share your own masterpieces in the comments below.